Recording in progress.
Okay, we started our discussion on the why atoms form bond. Can you tell me?
We were talking like about ions and like
Why atoms form? Why there is need? I was asking you yesterday that even though we have all the elements in the periodic table, they have different places in the periodic table. Some are present in the group 1, some are present in the group 2, and so on, right? But why they need to form bond? Why bonding is important?
yeah. Atoms are like for like to like to achieve like to get what's called stability.
Yes, atoms, yeah, they combine with each other to get stability. And what is the rule the scientists have mentioned for any of the atoms of an element to be stabilized? If I have an atom of an
Like
element, how can I predict whether this is a stable atom or whether it is not? Hmm?
looking at valence electron shell.
Yes. So what we look at the valence electrons?
Like if it's full or not.
Hmm. Full means there should be 8 electrons in the valence shell, right? Yeah, and there is exception for helium or hydrogen. In that case, you have 2 electrons. And rest, if any of the atom has just one shell, okay, just one shell, it means that will follow just duplet rule, okay. I am repeating.
Yes.
If an atom of an element has just one shell, it means that that particular atom will follow duplet rule. Why?
Duplicate only valence electron shell
Yes, why is this so?
because they don't have like more atoms.
Yes, exactly. You know, the first shell, we have discussed it, that the first shell is known as K shell, right? That is known as K shell.
Yes.
And what is the maximum capacity of the K shell? How many
K2.
electrons can be there in this? Yeah. So that's why if there is just one shell, if any element, if you have atom of an element and you see there is just one shell, right? And that is K shell. You know, the
Yeah.
first shell is always K shell. So it means it has maximum capacity of just 2 electrons. So definitely it is telling us that it will follow the duplet rule. Clear? Are you clear till this?
Yes.
Okay. Then we have how sodium atoms form obtained from. Yeah. Then we discuss the example of the sodium and the chlorine. Like in that I told you that sodium is 11. It has 11 protons and 11 electrons, right? So it means there is one extra electron if we write the configuration, that is 2, 8 and 1, right? So what can be easy?
Yes.
To lose one electron. So what it will do? So basically you will have sodium ion will form with one electron lost. Okay. On the other hand, if we talk about the chloride ion, we have 287. It means its proton number is 17 and electron number is 17, right? So we have to check
Yes.
the electrons because we are writing electronic configuration and we will check the electrons in the valence shell. So we have chlorine. It has 7 electrons in the valence shell. So to complete the octet, it needs 1 electron. So from sodium, it will gain 1 electron, right? And it will become
Yeah.
chloride ion. Clear? It will become chloride ion. Then these two will combine. These two will combine like sodium ion plus chloride ion will combine to form an ionic compound known as sodium chloride, right? So this is an ionic compound. So if I ask you how ionic compounds are formed, what can you tell me from this whole? How ionic compounds are formed?
Just
Mm-hmm.
like ionic
Mm-hmm. Seriously?
ionic compound are
Mm-hmm.
like by seeing like how many electrons or like went to each
And
other.
basically, you know what is happening here? Yeah. Simply, you will say you have neutral atoms. You have 2 neutral atoms. One is a metal. I told you the group one elements and group 2 elements are metal. Okay. So metals always tend to lose electron, right? Why metals lose electron?
Yeah.
Because they have a pool of electrons. And on the other hand, this group 7 is what? This is non-metal, right? This is non-metal. So we say that a metal will lose electron, okay,
Yeah.
and that electron will be transferred to the non-metal, and this
Yes.
combination will give us the ionic compounds. So basically, ionic compounds are formed when electrons are completely transferred from a metal, okay, from a metal to a non-metal. Clear? Simple is that. From a metal to a non-metal. Metal will lose electron and non-metal will accept electron. Clear?
Yes.
And can you tell me what we say a positive ion? A positive ion. What is the name of a positive ion and what is the name of a negative ion? I told you two
Pos.
terminologies, anion and cation.
Yeah. Canine and anion.
Hmm. Cation and anion.
Uh,
What is cation
yeah.
and what is anion?
Cation are positive and anion are the negative.
Yeah, so chloride ions are anions and these are
Yes.
cations. Okay, so simple definition can also be this, that when cations and anions combine, when one cation, when an electron is lost from a neutral atom, that will become cation, and on the other hand, if a neutral atom accepts electron, that species will become anion. So this cation and anion will form a bond. Okay, will form an ionic
Yeah.
bond. Simple as that. Clear? So this is what
Mm.
we have discussed about the ionic compounds. Now they have mentioned about the ions. That what is an ion? Simply a charged species, right? If I write this,
Yes.
is this an ion?
Uh,
This, what is this?
and it has like no charge.
So what is this? What we say this? This is
Is it
sodium
neutral?
atom. Okay, this is simple sodium atom. Okay, like
Yeah,
this.
it's neutral.
Zero. We don't write zero. It is not dated. This is
Is it like
sodium.
neutral then?
Yeah, neutral atom.
Mhm.
Sodium atom. What about this?
And it's sodium plus.
Sodium ion. Okay, this is sodium ion,
Yeah,
right? So how this ion is formed? This ion is formed by charge. Okay, by having a charge on it. So ion is what? It is a charged species. It is charged because it has unequal. It has an unequal number of protons and electrons. You know this. I told you this unequal. How this is unequal? If you remember the sodium. Initially, if we talk about the sodium, it has 11 11 protons and 11 electrons, right? Then it lost
yeah.
one electron. Okay, it lost one electron. Now electrons are becoming are 10. Okay, electrons are now 10. So you see, there is a difference. They are not equal. So this they have mentioned that unequal charges. When ions are formed, always, ion will always form when there is unequal charge.
Yes.
Are you getting this? If you have
Yeah. Yeah.
equal charges, then ion cannot form because equal charges cancel out each other. If you have 11 plus charges and 11 negative charges, so what will happen? They will cancel out. Simple. But if you have 11
Mm-hmm.
positive charges and 10 negative charges, what will happen? You will have one extra positive
What?
charge, right? So this is what they have
Yes.
mentioned, that when ions are formed, they have unequal number of protons and electrons, right? Unequal number of protons and electrons.
Yeah.
Clear? And
Yeah.
positive ions are cations and negative ions are anions. You can describe an
Yeah.
ion in the same way as an atom. Just look at its chemical look. You can also write like this. You can also write it like this. But if you write it like this, like they have mentioned, is sodium uh, 23 and 11. Also they have mentioned plus 11. This 11 is telling us that this is proton number. Okay, proton number is always written in the subscript over here. And this 23 is what?
Yes.
This is atomic mass. Okay, this is what?
Atomic mass.
Hmm. And this plus charge. What is this?
Uh, pl- uh, It's
What
cation.
is this telling us? No, yeah, this is cation, but
Oh,
what this sign is telling us that how many electrons are there.
it has like one. Just give me 1 minute.
Okay, okay. Atoms.
Recording in progress.
Like it has one extra electron.
Yes. So it is showing us that not one extra electron, one extra proton. One
A
proton
proton,
electron.
yes, or so.
Because it has lowest p electron, right? And if we write the
Yes.
chlorine like this chlorine, can you tell me what is more or what is less? What is 17 telling us here? This 17. What is
17
this
is
17?
the proton.
Yeah, proton number. And 35?
35 is the atomic mass.
Okay, and this chlorine negative sign. What is sign telling us?
It has like one less proton.
Yeah, one less proton, or you can say one. No, one less proton. Protons are same. We don't talk. We don't do discussion in terms of proton. We
One
have discussion. Yeah, in terms of electron, because you know electron is whether a species is losing electron or whether it is gaining electron, right? Clear?
yes.
Okay. The next is about the ionic compounds, ionic bonds, how ionic bonds are formed. This is quite simple. We have discussed it. Now we can discuss it in more detail. Basically, they have mentioned that simply we have done this example so many times before that sodium atom, what it do? It is from the group 1, so it will lose one electron, right? It will lose one electron. Clear? Sodium atom will
Yeah.
lose one electron and the chlorine atom will gain one electron. Okay, chlorine atom will gain electron,
Yes.
and what will happen? There will be a full outer shell of 8 electrons. Clear? They both will have initially, this is 281, this is 287. What will happen? This one will be lost from the sodium and the chlorine will gain this one, right? And this will form.
Yeah.
What is happening, if you see this sodium has the electronic configuration of sodium is 281, right? So it means the first shell has 2 electrons, the K shell, right? The first shell is K shell, it has 2 electrons, these two, right? The second shell is what?
Yes.
L shell, right? And how many electrons are there in L shell? Hmm? You see, first shell is 2,
Yeah.
then L shell means this
Only
this
has
8,
8 maximum.
8, right? 8, and then the last shell has this electron, right? M shell. It has 1 electron, right? It has 1 electron. So now you see in a neutral sodium atom we have 3 shells, right? In a neutral sodium atom we have 3 shells. Similarly, if you talk about the chlorine atom, we have 3 shells, right? In the first shell you have what? This, okay, whenever you make bonding, we have this dot and cross process, this known as dot and cross diagram. It means in one atom you will show electrons by representing in the form of dots, right? Like these dots. While in the chlorine,
Yes.
to differentiate, okay, in chlorine you will mention like crosses, okay, crosses. Two cross in the first shell for K shell, right? K shell has 2 electrons, right? Then the second
Yeah.
shell, this one,
8.
8, right? So cross, you will show cross. Then third shell, 1, 2,
It's the M.
3, 4,
It's 7.
5, 6, 7. There is 7. So this is L,
Yeah.
this is M, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what is happening? One electron is being transferred, right? One electron is being transferred from the sodium to the chlorine. Now, think carefully and tell me why they have mentioned 2 shells of the sodium in this picture, on the right hand side, in this diagram. While in
Because
the
what
neutral
like
atom, hmm,
one is like normal and maybe like one when it lose like what's it called
hmm,
when it gained no when it
sodium.
lost one
Hmm. Yeah, you're
lost
right. So it lost, you see this sodium atom lost this last shell electron. So when electron will be lost, the shell will there will be no shell. Okay. So that's why we have just two shells. Okay. When sodium ion will form, there will be two shells. Clear? And you will represent
Yeah.
this. And after that, you will put a bracket like this, a long bracket over here. You will put a plus sign. Okay. Why? To show that this is a positive species. Okay. It has lowest electron. Clear? And also you will write like this: 2, 8. Clear?
Yeah.
Are you clear with this?
Yes.
Then we have chlorine, right? This chlorine is this negative. And how it has three shells. Okay. Now you see in the last shell there are how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? Now there are 8. It means the chlorine atom has gained one electron to form a chloride ion. Okay. Similarly,
Yeah.
we will put a square bracket. Over here, you will put a negative sign, right? This negative sign, and this one will be stable. 2, 8, 8, negative. Clear?
Yeah.
You have any confusion? You can ask in this. The dot is representing the electrons of the sodium, and cross is representing the electrons of the chlorine. Okay. This is just a way of
Mm-hmm.
representing the electrons in the shells. Okay. Otherwise, there will be a confusion. If you are representing this with dot and this will dot also, so there will be a confusion. You will not get to know that whether which species is losing and which species is gaining. Okay. Now it is clear. You see from this that okay, sodium is representing dots, so it means there are 8 dots in the valence shell. It is 2, 8, and the similarly we talk about the chlorine. And yes, they have mentioned this. This one is very, very, very important over here. Yeah, this one. Okay, till this all. What are these? These all are metals. Okay, these all are metals. Okay, and this one, this green portion is what is this? These are
The metals. Non-metals.
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 Yeah. Okay, on the right hand side we have non-metals. So how ionic bonds? Ionic bonds are formed by the bonding between metals and
Non-metals.
non-metals. Okay. Simply what happens? Metals lose electron. Okay, metals lose electron, while on the other hand non-metals gain electrons. Clear? And this is how ionic bonds are formed. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Now they have mentioned this bonding diagram. To show the bonding clearly, this they have mentioned. Use dots and cross for electrons from atom of different elements. Write the symbol for element in the center for each. Okay. Basically, they are saying that if you have a neutral species, okay, in the neutral species, what you will do? We can simply write sodium like this. Okay. But
Yeah.
once it has lowest electron, so it will be this one like this. Okay. And in the electronic image, this one, in this you will represent the dots. Okay, this is known as dot and cross diagram. What is this known as? Dot and cross diagram. If I say you in the question, if I ask you to draw the dot and cross diagram of sodium chloride, then you have to do all this. Okay, this one neutral sodium atom, then chlorine neutral, this arrow, then on the right hand side you will show sodium ions and chloride ions. Clear?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Now they have mentioned how solid sodium chloride is formed. Solid sodium chloride. Now they are talking about the solid sodium chloride. Basically, what is happening? What is this negative in this? Is this sodium or is this chlorine? This negative. Think about it.
Just give me 1 minute. Wait.
Okay, okay. I was asking you
Recording
about
in
the negative
progress.
charges. These negative charges, what are these? Are these sodium or are these chloride atoms?
Sodium.
The negative charge is representing
No,
sodium.
no, positive. Positive are
Yeah, positive
sodium,
are
and
sodium. Yeah, this one is
negative
chloride.
are chloride.
Yeah, these are chlorides. Okay, so the positives are, let me change the color. These are all sodium. Okay, so what you can tell me by this image? What is it representing?
Like it has one less electron charge, the minus.
One less electron charge?
No, it
No,
has
this
like one
one, this
less.
one. No, I am not talking about
Which
this one.
the
I am talking about this image. This one.
oh like it shows like between like the negative ions and
Positive
positive
ions.
ions.
They are together. They are strictly there is a strong bonding, right? They are quite
Yes,
close to each other. They're very close to each other. They're bonded. Sodium ion is bonded with the chloride ion. Okay, so they have shown this is known as a lattice. Okay, this is known as, if you remember, we have done this in the
lattice.
chapter number 1 in the properties of the solid. That solid form a lattice. You remember? Solids form a
Yes,
lattice. So you see what we are
lattice.
discussing. We are discussing solid sodium chloride. Okay, basically we are discussing solid sodium chloride. It means we have a lattice. We have a lattice, and this lattice is what it is showing us a regular arrangement of alternating positive and negative ions. Alternating means that if there is positive, then the next one will be negative chloride, then positive,
Negative. Yeah.
then negative chloride. Okay. One more thing, why negative ion is bigger in size? Yeah. If you see this,
Um.
they both are not of the equal size. If you see, negative ions are
Yes.
larger in size. Why? Think about it. Negative is larger in size.
I'm not sure.
Negative is what? Tell me.
I don't know.
No, in this, what is negative? Sodium or chloride? What is negative?
Oh, negative is chloride.
Okay. How chloride is formed?
Chloride is from because
By
of
gaining
the
electron or by losing electron?
losing.
How chloride ion is formed? I'm not talking about sodium. How
Oh,
chloride
okay,
ion
okay.
is formed?
By losing, by losing.
No, chloride ion is formed by losing. Chloride ion
No,
gains
no, by
electron.
so yeah, gain. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Sodium
it has,
loses.
yeah, sodium loses. So it has gained one electron. Okay. So when one electron will be added in this, okay, then what will happen? There will be a repulsion in electron. Okay, electron repulsion will be there, and due to this repulsion, the size will increase. This is a concept we will discuss in the chapter where we will discuss the atomic sizes. But right now, I am just telling you the idea. Okay, when one electron will, when someone has more, something more, so what will
Yeah.
happen? It will look like big, right? Simple.
Yes.
So the chlorine has gained one extra electron, right? It has gained an
Yeah.
electron. It becomes chloride ion, and when electron adds to it, what happens is that in the valence shell there were seven. Initially there were seven electrons, right? So now
Yeah.
you are adding one extra electron here at this position. So when this electron will approach, what will happen? There will be electron repulsion. The same charges repel each other. You know this concept? That same
Yeah.
charges repel each other. So when this electron
Yeah.
from the sodium is approaching this chlorine atom, there will be a repulsion. Okay, and due to this repulsion, the size will increase. That's why the negative,
Mm-hmm.
always remember that if you have a species, any species like sodium, and you are making its ion will be smaller in size. Okay, but if you have a chlorine, any negative ion, and it is gaining electrons, so it will be bigger in size. Okay, why sodium is smaller in size? Why positive ions are smaller in size? Because they lose electron. Okay, because they lose electron.
Yeah.
Okay, when they lose electron, what happens is that when they lose electron, now there are less electrons. There was 281 initially, right? Over here now you have just 2 and 8. So there is
Mm-hmm.
one less electron. Okay, that's why the
Yeah.
nucleus will have more hold on these. Okay, nucleus will have more hold. It will control it with more power. That's
Mm-hmm.
that's why we say that if we compare the neutral atom, with the positive ion will always be smaller than the neutral atom. Okay, and if we talk about the negative ions will always be greater in size than the neutral chlorine atom.
Neutral,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Now they have mentioned that whenever you have ions and they are present in solid form, so what they will form? They will form a lattice. Okay. And what is lattice? Lattice is a regular arrangement of alternating positive and negative ions, right?
Yes.
What is a lattice? Lattice is a regular arrangement of alternating positive and negative ions.
Negative. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Now they have mentioned the lattice grow to form a 3D structure. You know what is a 3D structure?
No. Oh yeah, like a
3D
3D
means
structure, yeah.
mhm.
Yeah.
Basically it has three axes:
Like something that, yes, yes.
x-axis, y-axis,
Like it
and
has
z-axis.
uh,
Mm.
what's it called?
Mm-hmm.
Like uh,
Yeah.
uh, yeah.
What's
Like
here? Sorry, I
three
can't hear you. What do you
dimensional.
think? Yeah, three dimensions are there. Right, three dimensions are there.
Like has a width, has a height, has a depth as well.
Yes, yes, exactly. And so this is a three-dimensional picture of the lattice. Okay, it is called a giant because it contains
Yeah.
a very large number of ions. Okay, why it is called giant? Because there are many ions in it. You see this? There are many ions. That's why this is known as a giant structure. This is a giant structure of the sodium chloride. You know what is giant? Giant means a big something big. The giant structure. This is a giant structure. Why this is a giant structure?
Yeah.
Because there are many things. There are many ions. Clear?
Yeah.
Now they have mentioned that this sodium and chlorine they will combine to form
Yeah.
sodium chloride. This sodium chloride is what? This is
Yeah.
ionic compound. And this picture is what? This is giant structure. Clear? Sodium and chloride. And you see, okay, one more thing. Yeah, there is sodium, plus there is chlorine, but this one is neutral. Okay, why this is neutral? On the right hand side, why I didn't show? Sorry, I think there was an issue. Okay.
Recording in
Uh,
Yeah.
progress.
Now I can hear.
yeah. I was telling you this. I was asking you basically. We have sodium ion, right? And we have
Yeah.
chloride ion. Okay. And on the right hand side, I have shown sodium chloride. My question is that why this sodium chloride?
Hello.
Why I didn't mention any charge on it? Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes. Now it's good.
Okay. Why on the right hand side? Why there is no charge over here on this?
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
because it's like the
Mm-hmm.
plus and minus,
They
it
will,
becomes like neutral.
yeah, because they cancel out each other. The charges will cancel out. There is one plus and there is one negative, right? But if you know, I
Mm-hmm.
gave you the example of magnesium chloride. You know, magnesium is 2 plus and chloride is minus, right? So what do?
Yeah.
We intershift charges, right? We do this.
Yes.
In that we write like this, MgCl2, right?
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yes.
Okay. And this attraction between ions is known as electrostatic attraction. Okay. This is known as electrostatic attraction between the positive ion and negative ion. Clear? Whenever you
Yeah.
have two opposite charges and they attract each other, it means they have electrostatic charges. Clear? Are you clear till this?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, good. Okay. Then there are other ionic compounds as well. An ionic compound form when metal atom lowest electron, simple is that, and non-metal atom will gain it. Okay. This give a positive metal ion and negative non-metal ion. Okay, we are quite obvious with this thing. Okay, we are familiar with these things. Are you clear with this definition? With what they have mentioned?
Yeah.
That the positive always metal atom will always lose electron while non-metal atom will gain electron, right? And
Yes.
there will be full outer
Mm-hmm.
shell electron. Okay, full outer shell will be formed and this will form a lattice. Okay, and this lattice will be a giant structure. Okay, giant structure will be, why it will be a giant structure? which there are many ions. There are many ions. Clear?
Many ions.
Yeah. Then yeah, they have also mentioned this magnesium oxide. Okay, you see, magnesium is what 2A2. Basically, magnesium it is 12 into 24. Okay, its proton number is 12.
Mm-hmm.
Means there are 12 electrons. Okay, 2, 8, and 2. While oxygen, you
Yeah.
see, oxygen is from the group number 6. It means there are 6 electrons in the valence shell. How many electrons it needs?